shower left. Seriously, Chuck's like, did you shower like in the last couple of days? I'm like, yeah, obviously. No, I didn't.
Work from home perks.
I know, seriously. But I'm like, below this shirt, I'm in like sweatpants.
What do you do?
Like, I'm doing August.
Hi, Eric.
Yeah.
I feel like it's like tomorrow, but it's so far away.
I know. It's a while away. So basically, I just want to get on the call. I like to do like smaller groups and like meet you guys now that Jenna has like a team going. So I suggested that I see you guys have your message thread, which is awesome because sometimes like the big, huge Facebook group is just like way too much overwhelming. So this is like easier for you guys to like get to know each other.
Name is TBD.
Yeah, exactly. I know. I search it. I like put it in. I'm like, okay. So I wanted just to go over some basic things that I have been going over with like a bunch of other teams that I've been going on their calls about ways to invite, just sharing your story, those things, and then just basically answer any questions that you guys have. Since most of you have done Coach Basics, or just fill me in where I think 2 of you are doing it now or almost done, right?
Yeah, I'm in one now.
Okay.
And so is Nicole Reed.
Cool.
Yeah.
Is she on this call? Oh,
Yep.
there she is.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm here. Sorry, I'm the one with the crappy connection in the car.
So basically, Coach Basics is something that you're probably going to want to do again. And we always leave it up so you can finish it the rest of this month. And we'll have another one in June and we'll have another one in July. So if any point you feel like you're kind of like falling off, like what I always suggest doing is just jump back and Coach Basics, because this business is super, super simple. It really just comes back to doing the basics every single day. There's not too much complication to it. I think sometimes we overcomplicate it just because there's a lot going on. There's a lot of people, but really it just comes back to those, the basics. So do you guys have any questions just to start off before I was going to go over a little PowerPoint slide with you guys?
Yeah, I'm good.
No? Okay. And if you have questions along the way, feel free. Okay. I'm just going to share my screen here. And I apologize, Nicole, you probably can't see this since you're in the car, but I recorded it, okay? So you can watch.
That sounds perfect. I can watch it later.
Okay, cool. So you guys have probably seen this in the team calls and things like that basically this business is all about mindset. So it's really easy to trip yourself into feeling down or whatever if you're having a bad day, but this business really is all about like the way that you think if you can be successful in this business. So really looking at the big picture is really important when you're starting out. When I first became a coach, it didn't happen overnight. It didn't happen like in a month, in 2 months. People are watching you whether you know it or not. And so they're sort of just like seeing you being consistent. And that's really where you're going to get those people that want to join you. Most people have to watch you in this business for an average of 3 to 6 months before they actually join you. Usually they'll join as a challenge group first, and then they'll hop on as a coach. But really they're watching just to see if you're being consistent first. And so does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. So doing the little things every single day kind of seems like monotonous, but it really is important that you're doing your vital behaviors every single day because it does compound over time. So do you guys know what the vital behaviors are? You want to shout them out?
Yeah.
You want to go ahead, Liana?
What?
You want to go ahead with them?
Oh, this is like 101.
We'll help you.
I'm not sure. I have to I literally started making like a notebook of like everything that I have to have in the back of my head.
Yeah. There's a lot to remember at first.
Like, oh my God.
Does anyone want to help her out? What one of the 3 vital skills is? Vital behaviors?
Personal development.
Yep.
Anybody else?
You know this, Nicole.
Product of the product.
Oh, yeah.
What else?
And
Come on, Jenna.
am I doing all of them?
Yeah.
Oh, great. Sorry. If you
So-
just heard that.
Personal development, product of the product, and inviting.
Like, oh.
Sorry, my dog just.
Too easy.
I thought my dog was just
All
going to.
right, we all hate inviting. We all know that, right? So the number one vital skill is inviting. The number two is personal development. And number three is being product of the product. So those are basically the three things. And then the fourth one is recognition. So recognizing your team, your coaches, like even you guys having that small message thread is basically like recognition because you can kind of shout each other out. Obviously your why is a huge, huge part of this business, why you got involved in the coaching. I always tell people that it's not about like helping people. It's about, obviously that's what we do. Like you wouldn't get involved in coaching if you didn't want to help somebody because that's just basically kind of the mindset of it. But your why can be something for yourself like as well. So it can be something that's going to keep you here for the long term. So for the month, your goal might be you want to start to pay off your student loans. You want to get into, better shape. Something that's usually I'll tell people that it has to be something like a financial tie. Like maybe Nicole, you want to like pay for your kitchen demo, stuff like that. And that's really going to help you every single day. Sit down when you don't want to do these things. You're going to think of that why, and it's going to have you move forward.
Yeah.
Like I know Jenna wants to own her own business. And so this is sort of something that she has in the long-term mindset of when she has kids that she wants to be able to have this already in place and set up so that when she does have that in the future, she has a residual income and something that she can do from home. So something like that, just thinking long-term, a big picture of what you want out of this opportunity because it can happen. And there's so many people that are making it happen by with the coaching. So obviously the 3 vital behaviors is inviting, which I'm going to go over, personal development. Personal development is probably the number one thing that people will tell you, any top coach, that they poo-pooed in the beginning. But if you are saying that, if I go to my coach and I say like, nothing's happening, I'm not, seeing results, everyone's, I don't think I can do this. Like the number one thing she will ask me is, are you reading personal development? And that's my mom, which I'm like, oh, shut up. Like, I don't want to listen to you, but it is true. Like if I feel down about this business, it's because I am not doing my personal development. So game changer books for myself, it was The Slight Edge, basically doing the little things every single day that adds up. There you go. There it is.
Okay.
Yeah, you probably hear personal development books. In the Coach Basics, we recommend The Slight Edge because it really just tells you every single day doing even a half hour of coaching or an hour of coaching. An hour compounded over time, over a year, is going to set your business so far ahead. And a lot of people will get going with an hour a day for a month and then they'll stop. And then everything that you did for the past month sort of goes away as well. So you have to keep moving forward with the business, and that really will add up. Other things, if you have things that you are struggling with, then you have to just ask your coach. Like if you with time management, I would recommend the book Eat That Frog. So there's so many different things. If you struggle with self-confidence or just being more confident in like your coaching or posts, then I would recommend like You Are a Badass. So whatever it is you want to work on, then you can find a book for that. Or honestly, I don't really have a lot of time, so I do audio. I
just started doing that and it's awesome.
Yeah. So I'll just pop on something, while I'm like unloading the dishwasher or whatever. It's just easier for me because I don't have time to sit down and read. mean, who has time for that, right?
Nobody got time for that.
No, I do not. And if I do sit down, somebody's like jumping on top of my head
Yeah.
and farting on it. So I'm like, I can't concentrate.
It may be Chuck.
Yeah, exactly. So the 5 skills that I usually tell my coaches is, well, I know for sure this is like what it takes to make this business go forward. It's just 5 things. And I'm sure you've heard this from Pat, from Amy, but number 1, you have to share your own personal journey. And when you post, you really want to ask yourself, like, what is the purpose of this post? Am I just posting to say, like, I worked out? You want to have like a little bit of a message behind there. So, and you want to have your post more like 80-20. So 80% just like your life, like the fact that you're going to travel, or like the fact that, Nicole, you're redoing your kitchen. Things like that actually are better to post than just all the time about Beachbody or your workouts and Shakeology. You sort of want to sprinkle that in with your life. But if you're just always posting about, your shake and your workouts, people sort of don't see the big picture of like who you actually are, So you want to talk about, you're traveling. You want to talk about that, Jenna went to Vegas. Like that was interesting to me, And then I scrolled through her photos and I saw she had like a picture of her like working out, and I kind of saw that too. So people are going to see those posts, but you want a majority of the time share about, your life. And so I just threw up here like examples of, this was me in college when I was like binge drinking and eating all the time. And then
Mo attested to that, by the way.
What?
Mo attested to that, by the way.
Yeah, I did binge drink and eat a lot with your friend who you went to Vegas with.
Exactly, that's what she said.
It was actually so funny. Like Jenna's like, I'm going to Las Vegas with Mo, and I was like, oh my god, I used to party with her in college. I'm like, how do you know her? And she's like, she's my best friend. I was like, oh my god, it's a small world. But I did. Like I used to party all the time. I never worked out. I would eat whatever I wanted, and I felt gross. So I just kind of share about how like I still do those things, party and and all that, but I obviously live like healthier life like during the week, like an 80-20 rule sort of thing. My kids, I share about the coaching opportunity. It doesn't have to be about like your full-time, your income and stuff like that. Like today I just shared about how it was nice that I was home, like getting off the bus and my kids were there, stuff like that. You could share about how coaching helped you pay for like your flight down to your vacation, or you could talk about how like Jenna made enough money to pay for like her lobsters for her boyfriend's 30th birthday.
You did?
Well, not completely, but
Nice.
But
Everyone
a
had,
good
like,
chunk
5
of it.
lobsters.
Yeah, like she was like,
Yeah.
you're gonna help me pay for the lobster, and I was like, oh well, that's something, that's nice. Like that's just like an extra little thing bonus.
Yeah.
Not one lobster. There was like what?
it was
200
80 lobsters.
So it helped pay for
Lobsters.
like 30 lobsters. No.
Yeah.
20 lobsters.
That's still a lot of lobsters.
And 2 kegs.
And 2 kegs. So half a keg.
Yeah.
I'm so glad I joined Beachbody because it helped me pay for half this keg.
Yeah. 80-20.
Exactly. It's funny. Actually, people would really like that. Like they would think that's funny.
Oh, they would be all over that.
Yeah, they would. They'd be like, oh, okay. This is a little bit. So basically, finding 2 quality connections per day. So I always say to people that you want to pick one platform to work on for social media and just stick to that. It's really hard to do. So many people are trying to do Pinterest, and you try to do Facebook, and then you're trying to do Instagram, and you're trying to do like a blog, and it just gets like to be too much. Sometimes you obviously are all working other jobs. So when you sit down, you just want to have like focus on one thing and then move on from there. Okay. So obviously Facebook is the biggest one to work on. Is obviously like your warm market. Personally, for me, I used majority of just Facebook is where I found probably like 90% of my coaches. And I do that through like, I'll show you how I find people, but obviously like mutual friends, I mean, Jenna and I connected at like a New Year's Eve party, and then we became friends on Facebook and we started chatting, and she obviously looked through my pictures and found out I was a coach. So Facebook for me is majority of how I do it. And then I do a like page on Facebook, which I really like because I can kind of use my like page more towards my fitness and like the coaching. Like that's like specifically what it is. So you can find so many different people on Facebook through like pages, events, suggested friends. And basically what I'm doing is I'm trying to add sending out at least 20 invites per day. So I'm adding at least like 5 new people to my friend list. And when I accept their friend request, I basically just give them I just basically say like, hey, thanks so much for the ad. You know, it looks like we have a lot in common. I saw you through suggested friends, you know, and I ask a question about something on their page. I don't jump right into, you know, hey, want to join my challenge? Or, hey, like I'm a Beachbody coach, and like throw this huge thing out there. I mean, obviously I've made mistakes and I've done that before, and I've vomited on people and then nobody responds. So this, if you're sharing your journey a little bit on your social media page, they're already going to see kind of what you are about. So where are you guys finding people? Like, where do you feel most comfortable inviting, or have you invited? Or
I have a quick question. Can I ask before we start?
Yeah, go.
So I kind of was thinking about this the other day. You know, when I first started, there was a ton of videos and it's a ton of information, and I did all right my first month, and then I didn't do so well my second month. And I thought to myself, I'm like, do I really understand what inviting actually means? So like when you refer to inviting, are you talking, is that separate from you like finding new connection? Is that considered like inviting if I'm friends with someone on Facebook now?
Yes.
What do you consider like?
I consider an invite like me actually sending a friend request.
Okay. So it's not like, because in the beginning I was like inviting to challenge groups, and I'm like, is that an invite? Because then I felt like I wasn't getting that connection with them, and it was too, you know what I mean? So I think in the beginning, for me, when I thought invite, I was thinking business, not like, now that I have a bigger understanding of the business, I know that's not really what it is. So I don't know. That was just something when.
No, yeah, that's an awesome point. I consider an invite just me going on a like page or a suggested friend and sending somebody an actual friend request.
Okay.
And so when I say I do 20 invites a day, that means I'm sending 20 friend requests a day.
Okay.
So I'm not, you know, asking them to be in a like a challenge group or asking them to be a coach. I'm just basically growing my network of people.
Gotcha.
That's what I consider to be an invite.
Because when I first heard like you and even your sister, like 20, 30, 40 invites a day, I'm over here like, I'm like,
you're like, I don't even know how to do the message for 20 minutes.
I'm like,
I consider,
it takes 10 minutes.
I'll give you an idea. Like if I always get these like people you may know, like suggestions. So I consider like that an actual invite.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like sending, like actually friending request somebody as an individual, like invite. Or, you know, so if I go to like see all and then I search, let's say I'm going to bring up like SUNY Cortland, like where I went to school. And then I'm like going through here and I'm like finding different people, you know, like hovering over this girl. She went to school with me. She's friends with like a girl that I know. I would consider that an invite.
Okay.
Okay. So it's when people say like on the comments like 20 invites or like 50 invites.
What am I doing?
Yeah, you're like what? So when I'm like I can do 20 invites in like you know like 5 minutes. That's what I mean. So or I'll type in like, you know, I'm in a bunch of different groups. So let's say I type in like Syracuse, and then I go to and then I hit groups. Sometimes I'll add myself to different groups. Let's do like Syracuse running. See all groups. let's just say I like really like running or whatever, like I could add myself to a group. And then usually when you go into these groups, you might have like a common friend interest. So I do it that way. I get added to events all the time. I don't know if you guys are like always being added to events.
Yep, I am in Denver.
So I'll go to events that I'm like added to, like this one, or this is like sometimes people, like moms will add me to groups, and I'll go in here and like this has like, 1,000 people invited. So I'll just sort of like look through this group and see if I have any like mutual friends with people, or I'll send out some friend requests. And I know that these people are from Syracuse. I know that they're a mom. So we already have something in common. You know what I mean? So going to different events, I'll find people through there. Like 95% of my coaches have all come from like a Facebook group, a like acquaintance of a college friend, or like like somebody like maybe like I was a friend of somebody and we like became friends on Facebook. So that's the majority of where I'm finding people. And so it's usually just from like searching different people. But you want to like, my goal, Nicole, is that every month I want to add 100 new friends to my Facebook. Because
does it cap out?
What?
Does it like max out?
Your Facebook friends, you can have up to 5,000.
Okay.
So when I first started, I had like 300 friends. So now I have like 3,500 friends. But I definitely get into droughts where like all of last year I was more in like, wasn't inviting, and I looked at my sister's page and she had like 1,000 something more friends than I did. And she's like, are you actually like growing your Facebook friend list? And I was like, no, I'm not. And so that was kind of like where I was running into a problem, is because you just want to be like adding new people to your list, because if you're posting to the same 300 people every single day, it's going to be like the same 300 people that see your post. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. I was doing the same thing when I first started. First 2 months, I did really, really well. And then the third month, I kind of ran out of my warm market and I was getting so many no's. And I was like, well, I don't know what to do now. And then once we had that call about adding people from groups and from events, I've added like probably, I think 40 to 50 accepted my friend request in the last month. And I've had meaningful conversations with probably a third to a half of them.
Yeah.
So I haven't invited them to a challenge yet. Like, haven't told them I'm having a challenge group. Will you guys join it? I'm going to do that probably in a month. So maybe for the June group or July in some cases.
Yeah, exactly. I always think of it like whatever you do right now is like, let's say whatever you do in May is going to be the people that are going to join your challenge in August and September.
Mm.
So if, in March you weren't really inviting, or February you weren't really inviting, then you're going to kind of come to a dry spell in like April and May. So it's kind of like thinking about it that way. Like whatever you're inviting right now, those people are not going to be people that are joining your challenge group like this month or next month. Those are going to be the people in a couple months that are joining. And so just from doing like, I have like 70 new people that I've added to my friend list since beginning of May, I'd say, like in 2 weeks. So so these are just people that I'm inviting. So every single day I'm like sending out the invites and they accept my friend request. And that's where I'm using the, I use just the 21-day fix guide. And actually on my guide that I have on there, I have exactly what I would say to the people. So I'm just going to bring this up quick. So if I sit down for the day and I'm like, okay, I have like 20 minutes to work. Like, okay, did I post on social media? Did I send out 20 friend requests? Did I message the people who accepted my friend request from yesterday? And if I say no, I go to this, and this is what I commonly will say to the people. I will say, hey, like, thanks for accepting my friend request. I saw you pop up under suggested friends. I wanted to reach out. Anyway, just want to say hi. It looks like we have a lot in common. And so I will just go through, I'll hit my friends. I'll hit recently added. and then I will, like, I have, obviously, that's you. I'll go through the people that just accepted my friend request. I think I already did this.
Someone did her homework.
But
Said someone did her homework.
and then I'll send it to them. And then basically, so then I'll go back to my list. And then I'll say, okay, did I message the people who liked my post from yesterday? Or sent out 20 invites to those who started a combo with the last 2 to 3 weeks. So this is what Jenna was talking about, how after you've been talking to somebody for a while, like how do you invite somebody to a challenge group? So once I start up a conversation with somebody, I'm sort of going, a little bit back and forth with them, asking them questions until I get to the point where I feel like I, like this girl today, like I basically was like, hey, love your post, like your daughter's cute. I'm just starting a conversation with her. I probably won't ask her to join our challenge until, probably next, couple weeks. I'm going to obviously continue to talk to her. This girl was actually a girl who I saw through suggested friends, and we were friends in first grade, but then I moved. And then she was asking she was like, oh my God, I was thinking about you. And we just found each other through here. And then I was like, hey, she asked me, what I like to do is I like to ask people what they do. So she's talking about her kids. I said, what do you do? Then I told her what I did. And then I asked her, she said she does some of the workouts. And then I asked if she, have you ever done a challenge before? I have one starting in the June 1st. So I kind of talk to them first, and then I will send out this invite for the next challenge group. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. This girl, I'll give you another example. She just accepted my friend request today. So she probably went through my posts and was like, oh, I'm looking forward to seeing your posts. I asked her what she does. She said she was a teacher. I said I have a teaching degree in K through 6. And then she asked me if I teach anymore. So this is literally the perfect scenario for me to be no, I don't teach anymore, but this is what I do now. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I like to ask them what they do, any common questions. And then, I'll probably ask her in a week or two, have you ever thought about joining? This girl, we connected, I don't know, in April. I asked her if she wanted to do the challenge. She flat out said no, which is very common. She basically was no thanks. The conversation went dead. And I forgot to respond. So then I responded back, hope you had a good Mother's Day. Then I posted something about the coaching opportunity on my wall today, and she liked it and added herself to my sneak peek. So even though she flat out told me no, she's still friends with me on Facebook. She's still following and reading my posts. And now she interested in coaching. Even though she said no a couple weeks ago, So even if these people tell you no, that doesn't mean that they're always going to be a no. It just might be right that second, they don't want to join your challenge. They might join it in a little bit.
Question.
Yeah, go ahead.
So if you add a person, how do you know when to message them? Do you message them that same day when they add you back? Or do you wait a few days or a week or something?
No, I usually go in right away. Every day I'll go in and I'll follow this list right here. And
Okay.
if somebody accepts my friend request, I'll send them this first, thanks for accepting my friend request. I'll say thank you right away, just so I can get the conversation going. And then I'll keep going back and forth. And so that's why it's important to kind of do your follow-ups, because, if you go without 2 weeks without responding back to them, the conversation sort of goes dead,
Yeah. I was worried, just sending friend requests and then being oh, hey, really quick after. I feel I
usually will send them, and then I'll just do it at night. I'll see who accepted my friend request, or maybe like the next day I'll see who accepted them, and then I'll
That's
go
what I've
through.
been doing is the next day.
Yeah, and then just go in and be like, if I send friend requests like the night before, and then I go, I sit down the next day and look and see who accepted, then I'll send it to them. I don't like as soon as they accept it, be like, hey, what's up? How you doing? How's it going? Like I don't do that.
I think the difference though, to be honest, is like I'm semi-new still. I'm sorry, how do you pronounce your name? Is it Lena?
Oh, Leanna. Some
Leanna.
people call me Lee, so you can just call me that.
Are you sure?
That's easy.
Yeah.
So like when I first started, I was like, I'm going to be a lifer and I'm like 100% into this business. I was so excited that I'm like waiting by my phone. I'm waiting for my first, you know what I mean? Because we go through a lot of this training, and they have like examples to build off of, and they sent out way more requests. So they might send out invites like 2 weeks ago, and they might be just getting back to them like all at once. So I definitely can relate to that, because as soon as I get a notification of some sort, I'm like so quick to, bounce back to it and make sure I get back to them and all that, because we have such a small, we just started. We don't have much to work with. But I think, as our businesses get bigger, it'll be more of like a scheduled thing, I think, which is like what Annie does now.
Yeah, definitely. I agree. Cool. Trying to think what else.
It's definitely helpful to see these conversations too, I think.
Yeah.
For me, I'm like, I'm reading the scripts and just being a personable person, it sounds easy, but then I don't know, I just feel like yours just all fall right in place.
No, I think that I just use the script as a guide, like it just helps me.
Yeah.
Like if I get stuck or whatever, but I'm definitely not just like copying and pasting like exactly what the script says, but a lot of these scripts like we have used through conversations throughout the years. So most of them are like better than what I could probably sit down and like actually write.
Yeah.
Like right now, but I think the conversation part is just like, if you know what to say when you're like standing there talking to someone.
Right.
And that's
It's
kind of
just cool to see like you actually like someone very successful in this, just kind of like how you.
Right. I like to like just ask questions back and forth. And then if the conversation does go dead, I sort of leave it until maybe like I'll like leave the person in there. You know what I mean? Like this is another example. She accepted my friend request. And then I said, I asked her like how old her kids were. I told her I was like due in August. She was saying how I didn't even bring up the 21-day fix. Like she brought it up. And then I basically went into like, hey, have you ever done a challenge group before? And then she was like, what's that? And then that's kind of like a good lead in to like what a challenge group is. Because a lot of times people just don't, like when you say a challenge group, like they're like, what is that? Like, what's a challenge? Like, I don't know what that is. Like, no, I can't do that, And, or they assume that it's something that you have to like lose weight. Like, so I get some girls that just don't need to lose a lot of weight, and they're like, well, I don't need to lose weight. And so if I hear that, I'm like, no, like I'm in the challenge group and I obviously have to like gain weight, like it's not about that. It's about like everybody's personal goals, whether you want to tone, you want to do this, you want to do that. So
I actually, so you know how we have that barbecue challenge too that we're doing, or whatever, free barbecue recipes for 5 days.
Yeah.
I messaged, I think 60 to 100 people that I know or have talked to in the past, even if they didn't want to do a challenge group or even if they had no interest in being involved in anything fitness. I sent them all a message just saying, hey, we have this free group, if you're interested in joining. And just having that conversation with people and reaching out to them with something free like that, I got 3 people who, 2 of which already had the 21-day fix program, but they didn't have a coach and they've never done a challenge. So they're now in a challenge group with us. And then another girl that was like, oh, I think maybe I want to try one of your actual challenges too next month. And I was like, wow,
yeah,
for something that's free, that's
right. I think a lot of people love anything free. So
yeah. And it's just a way to get your foot in the door again with somebody who, you know, even if they flat out told you no and you're a little timid about inviting them to another challenge group, something like that is a nice little icebreaker to get the conversation rolling again.
Yeah, exactly. And then they can kind of get a good idea of like what a challenge group is too, because it's kind of the same format.
Yeah.
It's the same exact setup. So if they're in this, you know, this is our free group, but if they're in here, it's like basically the same thing, you know. And
Yeah.
Something back, and then you can ask them, you know, did you like the group? You can start like a conversation based off of it.
Yeah. Or just say, hey, I love that recipe that you posted. Something like that.
This group is making me so hungry.
Yeah, I know. I want to write down every single recipe.
I'm like, oh. Especially like the vodka drinks and stuff. I'm like, oh, that looks so good.
Yeah, that's had to be torture for you.
Yeah, it really is.
Did you say something about, you know, when you do these free groups and you have like a gazillion different coaches with their, you know, potential customers or whatever in there, doesn't it give you or whoever owns the group some type of notification that like if I added Jenna to the group and she messaged you because you're the leader of the group and said like, hey, you know, I'm interested in whatever, doesn't it tell you somewhere that who added her and like that kind of stuff? Or am I thinking?
Yeah. I'm the person who's leading this group, but nobody's like messaged me.
People normally do. I don't know if I saw that in a video or.
Yeah, you can click where it says members, and then it says who added who. So, like joined by Stacy Hicks, Nicole Brock. So if somebody did message me, like let's say, you know, maybe like this girl messaged me, I could go in here and see like, oh, my dad added her.
Gotcha.
And I think this group, like I opened it up to like our coach group, but then I think like my dad, you know, they used it, my aunt used it. So there's a ton of coaches in here.
Nice.
But
you can do that in our challenge groups too, Nicole. Like when we have multiple coaches running a challenge group or multiple coaches bringing people in, you can see who's been added by who.
Yeah.
I thought I saw, I'm sure I saw at one point some video about people got a lot of bites from this, but it sounds like you're not.
I mean, I just started, so I opened it up, but I should probably go back. I should go through here and like see who are my actual customers are in here. Some people, like Jenna said, I asked them if they wanted to be in it, and then I wrote down their names if they're in it. Or I personally just open it up to anybody because I feel like if you just give people stuff for free, like they're more amped to then in the future want to join you.
Yeah.
Like even if people say to me, like, I already have the 21-day fix, you know, I'm like, oh, okay. Like, have you ever done a challenge group? Like, and then they're like, no, what's that? You know? And then I kind of go in like, you know, we have a challenge group starting. And I'm like, I kind of bring up Shakeology, but even if they don't buy Shakeology, sometimes I'll add them in because they might go into the challenge group and see other people drinking Shakeology and they might ask you about it.
Yeah.
You know, who's to say they won't want to just all of a sudden become a coach, you know?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So
I invited people mostly because I posted this on my wall, but it was the day that I was leaving for Vegas and it was just getting totally overshadowed by a billion people tagging me and posts about Vegas.
yeah.
So nobody responded to that. That's why I went through my messages and I was like, okay, who haven't I talked to in a while or who has said they want to do a challenge group down the line, but not right now. And I just sent them the same canned message and I got a lot of responses from it. So it's kind of cool.
Yeah. And then you can follow up with them about, you know, your actual like 21-day fix group.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Cool. Well, that's all I really had. Was that helpful for you guys?
Yeah,
Okay.
definitely.
Cool.
Definitely. All right, cool. Well, thank you for taking the time, Annie.
Yeah. You're
Appreciate it.
welcome. You guys have any questions? I mean, Coach Basics is open. You can always like shoot me a message. I hope you have fun in Delray.
I can't wait.
Oh my gosh, you're gonna have so much
Jealous.
fun. I'm sure Pat will take you to all my favorite restaurants.
Oh, I can't wait. I want to eat.
There's like this Mexican bar that has the best like guacamole and
Oh,
oh my god, these drinks, I forgot what they're called, but
I deserve some just food.
yeah.
We've been working
Eric
hard.
doesn't let you eat over there?
The next
we-
5 days, I'm gonna like, but then I'm gonna try to recruit some people back. All you know, along Memorial Day weekend, we all had hot dogs and hamburgers, you know, and then
Yeah.
Roll 'em
It's a vicious cycle every week.
that 80-20 lifestyle I work so hard for.
Yes, exactly. Cool.
But
All right.
All right.
Well,
All right,
thanks,
well,
Annie.
yeah,
It's
you're
good to see you guys.
I have one more question.
yeah, go ahead.
What's the book that talks about like it's more reflected towards social media stuff? Like
I like Jib Jab Punch.
jab.
Jab jab.
Jab Jab Punch. Jib Jab. Sorry. I call my son because he can't talk. Jib Jab. That's funny.
He's gonna remember that for the rest of his life.
I know. I call him Mr. Jib Jab. So it's Jab Jab. Jab Jab Punch, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. That's a good one.
I like Hal Elrod's Miracle Morning too. That's what I'm listening to now. That one's been good. It's not social media based, but it's just gets you amped up for your mornings,
Nice.
which I suck at.
Don't we all?
All right.
Okay.
Cool.
Good to see you guys.
Yeah.
Thank
Bye.
you.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Nice to meet you.
Bye, nice to meet you. See ya.
Yeah.
Hopefully I'll have a coach on the next call.
Yeah, you will.
Ugh.
And a nice tan.
Yes. Yes, I can't wait. Okay, bye.
Bye.
See you in Delray.
Hey, Taylor.
I'm sorry. I
No,
kept
you're
on-
fine. I use the same link for all my
Okay. I'm sorry. I was like so confused and I couldn't hear anybody. So I was like, what's going on?
I think Jill was on, but then she got off.
Oh, okay.
I should
Yeah, I'm here. Sorry. I thought I was
okay.
like in like some unknown meeting. I didn't know what was going on.
I use the same
That's all.
I use the same link for all my calls just because it's like I
Okay.
keep it going. So then when people get on, they're like, "Wait a minute."
Yeah, I just felt
That's like a leaf in my thing.
I kind of figured you were like wrapping up with another meeting, so I didn't want to like butt in.
No, you're fine. Those are girls actually on our team who I was just going over things with them. Same thing. Did you hear that she was like asking about a social media book? I was like, oh yeah, jib jab punch.
What was she asking about?
I
She was
didn't,
asking
no, I
about
didn't hear it.
She was asking about a social media book.
Oh.
And there's a book called Jab Jab Punch, and it talks about social media.
Okay.
Like your jabs, like every day, like your posts are like your jabs, like working out, healthy eating, like your coaching opportunities like a jab. So when you go and ask them to join a challenge, that's like the punch.
Got
Oh,
it.
okay, yeah.
So that's what the book is called, but it's a really good social media book.
Oh, cool.
But she asked me what the name was, and I said it was Jib Jab. Because that's what I call my son, because he can't talk. She's like, wait, what is it?
It sounds good to me, Annie.
Yeah. Is Leah getting on? Oh, my voice just cracked.
I don't see her.
Oh,
She should be.
I'll send it to her. I think she wanted it.
Because she sent me the link, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she sent it to me too. Hi.
Hi.
You guys have met before, right?
No, not like officially.
Oh,
But-
no? Okay. So is this your first, call where you see each other?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm finally present.
Well, oh, there's Leah. And then we have Anne Marie on, but I think she's on her are you on your iPhone?
Not going to bed.
I'm on my iPhone, yeah.
What's that?
What's going on? Are the kids not going to bed?
No, Caroline's like screaming, and John's out playing lacrosse, and she's just screaming. She's gonna wake Alex up. And,
Life of a mom.
That's horrible.
yeah, right.
Horrible.
I'm telling you, this child, I love her. She was put on this earth to test me.
It's always the second child, I swear. My second is the same way.
Oh no.
He refuses to eat anything that I make for dinner the past week. So I've been giving him, he loves coconut yogurt, and I put almonds in it. So I'm like, at least he's like eating something, but everything I make, he's like, that looks disgusting. I'm like,
Oh.
thanks a lot.
Love it.
Okay, well, first of all, I appreciate you guys getting on, so we'll keep this kind of short, but basically I just wanted to meet all of Leah's amazing team because she has a lot of awesome girls. Now, I know I've talked to Jill and Taylor, and I talked earlier today. And then I know your other coach, Therese. But I like these smaller groups because sometimes like the bigger Facebook groups kind of get a little crazy. So I wanted just to talk to you guys about basically some like ways that I'm inviting and things that I'm doing right now to help you guys start to find more people and just give you some tips. And then you guys can ask me any questions, or if you have, questions about anything, you can throw it out there. How's that sound?
Sounds good.
Okay.
Good.
Cool. So I'm just going to share my screen here. Let me know if you can see my page. Hold on. I know some of you guys are on like iPhones and stuff, so just let me know if you can see this. I think too the kids are like all messed up because it's like it's so light out.
Yeah.
And they think that it's like later. I don't know. That's how my kids are. They're like, it's still light out.
My kids just never want to say, like, they just want to be with me at all times.
Isn't that how you feel about your mom?
True. But at least I can drink wine with her.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I know, right? The life of a mom.
Yeah, my kids are.
Are your kids sleeping?
No, they're both up.
Yeah.
I just luckily have my mom and dad around right now, so I like tossed them to them.
Oh, there you go. Awesome. So I'm just going to go back to the basics because I think that whenever I get lost in this business, like this is exactly what I go back to. And everything that I do, I basically do the exact same thing every single day. So obviously, like mindset is a really important thing in this business. It's all about your mindset. It's just the same thing as with your workouts or, being a mom or whatever. Like you definitely on days want to give up, but obviously we can't as moms, but having a strong mindset in this business is really important, and seeing the bigger picture of what it can offer people. Like a lot of our challengers will go into a 3-week challenge and they're not going to hit their goals in 3 weeks. Like that's physically impossible for them to hit their goals in 3 weeks. So I usually will tell my customers that like in 3 weeks, you might not hit all the goals that you want, but this is a lifestyle change. This is like something that's going to gear you up for, the next couple months and the years to come. So that's really what this business is all about too. It's having a big picture mindset of that whatever you do every single day, it's going to lead to your end result. Just like doing a 30-minute workout and eating healthy is not going to get you to your end result. Like you have to do that every single day. Unfortunately, for the rest of our lives, probably. It sucks. I mean, I would love to go to the gym and like for one day and then that's it, right?
That would be
That's
perfect.
That's kind of how this business is. People are going to start to follow you, your journey. They're going to see that you're committed. A lot of people are watching you, whether you know it or not. I know Taylor had a girl who reached out to her today, who was an old friend, a teacher friend who saw Taylor's post. I guarantee you, the one post that she reached out to Taylor today about was not the first. It was probably a month and, maybe 2 months that Taylor's been posting about her fix workouts and stuff. So, being consistent is really important because eventually people start to look forward to seeing your posts. Like they're like, what's she up to today? Like, is she going to go do her workout today? Like, and obviously sharing the good, bad, and the ugly with us being moms, it's really important to be relatable to other people. We talk about like, we can't get up, we don't want to do our workout, stuff like that. So your why is really important. I know I personally like to talk to people one-on-one about their why because it can be really personal to people. And you should really know what your why is. Like, obviously our why is not helping people. That's what we do anyways. Like we would not get into this business if we didn't want to help people. So when people say to me like their why is that they want to help people, I usually say, you know, your why has to be something for yourself. It has to be a little bit selfish. It has to be something that like you have a long-term goal in this business because of that why. Obviously, you are in this to help people. So whether it's you want to pay off your student loans, you want to pay for your family's grocery money, you want to, you know, maybe go part-time, or you don't want to go back to work because you like staying home with your kids, but like right now you can't. Those are all strong whys that you need to write down yourself and think about every day when you don't want to do like the little tiny things, because they do add up. Vital behaviors. Can anyone shout out a vital behavior? What's the VDR?
PD.
PD, yep.
PD.
Inviting.
Yep.
Workout, Shakeology.
Yep. Proof of the product. Sorry, I'm like sweating. I gotta open this window. Probably my hormones or something going nuts. Yeah, so inviting is the number one, which is so important because that's really what's going to help you move your business forward. If you're not inviting, you're just going to be posting and sharing this journey to the same like 200 people over and over again. So you have to think of it that way. Like your Facebook that you post is only going to a certain amount of people. So if you're not growing that network, then you're not going to be growing the people that
calling for you.
So inviting is really important. I'll show you ways how to do that. Proof of the product, obviously. And you guys all do like an awesome job with this. Like I look forward to seeing your posts. Like I know I'm going to follow Jill on her third pregnancy. Rooting for you. And so I look forward to that. And I know a lot of people, other people are looking forward to that too. And then personal development is hands down the number one. It is so important to do personal development in this business because it is all about a mindset. And if you feel down about this business, or let's say there's a couple people, you know, that are also saying negative things about the business or that they don't believe in you, it's very easy for you to not believe in yourself if you don't have that support system. So personal development is the number one thing I do every single day. And I listen to audio because I don't have time to read. So I listen to audio. I have Audible on my phone. I listen to YouTube. I try to focus on whatever I personally am struggling with. That's what I lean my personal development towards. So in the beginning of my business, I really struggled for 2 years with consistency. And I proved that to Taylor today when I showed her my business that I didn't do anything for like a solid 2 years. And so consistency was a huge, huge struggle for me. And I read The Slight Edge, which kind of changed that for me. Another huge struggle for me was trying to do this business as a mom because it's just so hard. There's no schedule when you're a stay-at-home mom. It's just kind of like all over the place. So I read Eat That Frog, which really helped me tackle like the most important things that I needed to do because it's so easy to get overwhelmed. And if I knew that if I could eat my frog of getting my workout done, getting my invites done, and then personal development right in the morning, if I didn't accomplish anything else for the rest of the day, I knew that I already ate my biggest frogs. Kind of like unloading the dishwasher. Like I hate unloading the dishwasher. I will let it like back up for days. And it's so bad that I know when I wake up in the morning, like the first thing I need to do is like kind of unload my dishwasher because otherwise it's just gonna be like hell the rest of the day. That's how I think of my 3 vitals. So there's 5 basic skills that I think are really important as a coach when you're building this business. And obviously number 1 is sharing your journey, posting with purpose. So it's really important to just not, obviously we want to share our workouts, but maybe share a little bit about like, Taylor said she shared how she struggled with getting on track on Monday and then she got a workout done on Tuesday. You want your posts to be about 80-20. So actually 80% is just about like your life. You're going to get way more likes and way more comments on photos about like you going to a wedding or you going to the beach with your kids or you, doing fun things than probably you will about your workouts and your, Shakeology. But people who see they see both things. So they might lean towards seeing the one of you having more fun with your family, but they also do see your workouts. Even if they don't like it or they don't comment, they see that those posts too, and they can, see that you're staying consistent. So just an example, I obviously share like about my kids. I share about, the coaching opportunity, how it's helped me. Today, I just did a post about how I like that I could, get my kids off the bus today. It was just kind of like, I like that they, I can be here with them. That was one of my whys. In the beginning, I would share about how just being a coach helped me accountable. I honestly don't know if I would ever be working out if I was pregnant, if it wasn't for coaching. Like I probably would have given up. So I share about that. Those are all things that coaching has helped me with. This is a picture of me when I was in college. Like before, it was just me like eating whatever I wanted and binge drinking at SUNY Cortland. And how coaching has helped me like I'm in my 20s and then I'm in my 30s and like I'm in better shape with kids than I was probably back then, because I just didn't have like a grasp on like my nutrition, So it's just kind of just sharing your journey. Those are things that people are going to relate to you about, Examples of ways that I invite with people. So what is your primary preference of where you invite or what you feel most comfortable with on social media?
I definitely have totally switched over to Facebook. I mean, I don't really ever do any inviting off Instagram anymore. I mean, every once in a while, but like if people like my posts, I do, but I'm not like I'm not searching hashtags.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, me too. Facebook.
Same with me.
Okay.
Same here. Hi guys. Sorry. I'm my picture's muted. I had a migraine, so I'm in the dark.
Aw.
Yep. I'm fine. I'll be fine. But yeah, Facebook, but I've been doing this for years now and I still have I'm just very uncomfortable just randomly friending people and I have to get over that.
Mm-hmm. Get over your fear of doing that.
Yeah.
But you feel most comfortable on Facebook?
Facebook, 100%. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So that's where I personally have geared most of I probably will say that 95% of my coaches have come from Facebook. It's very rare that I do have found coaches on Instagram, but just from my demographic of being like in my 30s with kids and a mom, I just feel like there's a lot more people in my niche on Facebook, and it's just so much easier for me they already have Facebook. You don't have to convert them over. There's so many people on Facebook. Why not keep with what's simple? You know what I mean? So these are different ways that I will invite people through Facebook. So the first thing is I just, like you guys probably know, I use the Google Doc, our 21-day fix script. So if I sit down and I have like 20 minutes or an hour to work the business, the first thing that I pull up is I have 2 different Facebook tabs, and I will just pull up the 21-day fix script. And I have a little thing on here because even though I've been doing this business for like 3 years, I'm like scrolling on Facebook or like drooling at different pictures of food, and I just get like sidetracked. So I will be like, okay, did I post on social media today? And if the answer is yes, then I move on. Did I send out Facebook friend requests today? So when I say that I'm sending out a friend request I did 20 invites, that is just me physically going into a different events page, or maybe this is how I usually find people on Facebook, is I'll hit see all, and then I'll hit suggested friends. and I'll put up like SUNY Cortland or my current city. And this brings up mutual friends that you have in common. I might type in like my old company. I used to work for Pearson Education. So if I have any, that's in London, I probably don't have any. It's a big company. Let's say like Syracuse. And then these are people that I'm friends with that have like a lot of mutual friends. And I will just send out, I'll kind of look over and see like who the people are, and then I'll send them a friend request. And I'm not friending like 50-year-old dudes. I'm friending like women or people my age, like young professionals. Obviously, we already have something in common that we went to the same school. We have a lot of friends in common, so I'll send them a friend request. So obviously, if you have a fear of like friending people, I did too at first, but I read a lot of books about like getting over your fear, like not caring what people think. And I just sort of do that now because that's something I did struggle with. And I mean, every now and then I'm like, oh, maybe I shouldn't send this person. But then I'm like, you know what? No, like I have something to offer this person. If I didn't friend request, this person, I probably would have never met this coach that I have right now. And that's kind of how I think about it. Like one of my coaches, Jenna, who was just on a call with, I friend requested her after meeting her at like a New Year's Eve party. And I was kind of awkward about friending her, but I just did it anyways. And I got over the fear. And then now she's one of my coaches. So I just kind of look at it that way. Is that I'm not like, these people don't have to accept my friend request. And if they don't, then they don't, I'll move on. But I search people through there. I will look up different groups. So you could type in like Syracuse and then hit groups. And then usually for me, it will pull up like there's a lot of like for moms and just different people, like garage sale sites. I've been noticing a lot of this, like people that just want to like get rid of like their old like used stuff. So I do join a bunch of groups, or I'll go in the groups and I'll like find different people. There's like 5,000 people in this groups. Sometimes so I do it that way. You can search different groups in your area. Sometimes I will go to events because a lot of people like add me to different events. So I'll join different events that people are on, and I'll look and see like this event has 1,000 people. So kind of go through there and see if I'm friends with anybody on there, mutual friends and friend request people. So my goal is to do like 20 throughout the day. But if you're doing 20, you probably would get like maybe like 5 people accept your friend request. And mutual friends, people will tend to more. And then I go back to my list and I'm like, okay, so message those who accepted my friend request. So once you send them friend requests and people do accept your friend request, that's when I start to build like, a little bit of a relationship with them. So I go to my name, I go to my friends, and if you hit recently added, it will bring up the people that have accepted your friend request. So just in the past 15 days, I have added 70 new people to my friend request list. And that's just from me sending out friend requests. And if you look through my friends, you can see they're all women. They're all young professionals, or like in their 30s, or, maybe 30s, 40s, 20s. They're all people that I've sort of just added, through here. So what I do is I'll just say, I'll just send them a quick message, and that message is right here. Hey girl, thanks for accepting my friend request. Saw you pop up under suggested friends. I figured I'd reach out. Anyway, just want to say hi. It looks like we have a lot in common. So I'm not like asking them to join a group or anything like that. I'm just saying hi, and chances are they're going to look on my Facebook page and they're going to like see kind of like what's, what I'm up to and all of that, So this is an example of a girl that I sent a message to. I basically was just like, hey, thanks for accepting my friend request. I'm excited you joined my challenge. And then she didn't respond to me. Like she didn't respond when I said thanks. And then she another thing on this list, it says message people who like your post from the day before. So she liked one of my posts. So I went back to her and I just said like, hey, you know, thanks for liking my post yesterday. I'm so excited to start this next challenge. I'd love some accountability partners. Would you like some more info? And so since she liked my post, then she said, sure. And then I kind of went into like the questions and then she answered them. And so that's kind of where we are in that conversation. That obviously I sent that because she liked my, post, but sometimes I do like to talk to them a little bit more. So I'll give you an example of just a couple other people, because I always find when I see examples, it's a little bit easier. I'll give you an example of this. This is a girl that I added. We had a mutual friend. I added her in April. I asked her, she has 3 kids. So I just was talking about how like I'm having my 3rd and I want to know like their age differences. And then she said, when are you due? Then she talked about what she did. She asked me what I did. So we're kind of like starting a conversation back and forth. I asked her if she wanted to join one of my challenges and she said, no, I'm not interested. So then I was like, okay. So I just kind of left it. Then she asked me again about it. And then I got through all of the questions and then she said, no, thanks. So this girl's rejected me twice now. And then today she actually liked one of my coaching opportunity posts and added herself to my sneak peek.
Wow.
So I was like, okay, she rejected me twice. She said no. And then she still stayed friends with me on Facebook. Then she liked my post about the coaching and added herself to my opportunity. And then she said, yes, can you please have others share with me? So it just goes to show that even if people are telling you no and the conversation sort of goes dead, people are still following you on Facebook and they're still sort of looking at your, posts and stuff.
If they haven't unfriended you or blocked you, they're definitely watching.
Yeah, exactly.
And if they did unfriend you, that's their loss.
Exactly. Yeah, that's right, Leah. This is another example of a girl who just we just became friends like on Monday, and I'm just talking about our ages. And then I didn't even bring up the whole thing, but she was like, I actually have the 21-day fix, but I'm too lazy to do it because of the kids and stuff. And I was like, oh yeah, I understand, And then I said, have you ever done a challenge group before? And she's like, no, what's that? So I got to go back and like follow up with her. This girl was somebody that I found through mutual friends, that I was her best friend in 1st grade, but then I moved to Skinny Atlas.
Aww.
So she was like, oh my God, I can't believe you friend requested me. So I was just kind of talking to her. Then she got into like, I asked her what she did. She asked me what I did. And so we're just kind of going over that right now. So basically a lot of these people are you just start a conversation with them and you ask questions back and forth, like this girl liked one of my posts. So that's really important that you're posting, because then those are the people that are really, if they like it. There's obviously people out there that won't like it that you still should follow up with. So I message people who like my post in the day before. I follow up with those who don't respond. And then I check. I check my contact list. And then these are exactly what I would say to the people. So once I get the conversation going, I've been talking to them for a little bit, then I will send out the invite of my challenge group. So when people say like your invites, like sending friend requests and growing your network is an actual invite. In the beginning of the month, and if I haven't made Success Club, I will be, obviously sending out more of like, hey, have you seen I'm interested if you want to join my next summer challenge. It's June 1st. So this is actually the invite I'm sending to people now, once I've started to talk to them. But obviously, like everything you do right now in May is going to help you come like July, August, September. you know, like that girl told me no, you know, and we connected back in March. So she's probably going to be somebody that might happen in June, which is like the literally exactly sort of the time frame that it takes for people to see your posts, follow up with you. It's like 3 to 6 months, especially if it's a cold market person. And even your warm market is usually the harder people. They usually take like 2 years.
Man.
And yeah, so that's basically it. And then I just follow this. The rest of this script is just the 21-day fix. So once we get into the challenge group, I go into, you know, obviously the 21-day fix. But for the majority, that is what I am doing to find people, is just on Facebook. And then I just pull up this one script and I kind of work it through there. And so I just keep it super, super simple. When I get on, I try not to go on my news feed. I try not to go in the groups until I have all of these things done on this list first. And then I'll go into, you know, the groups and stuff like that. So, do you guys have any like questions about this?
No, that's straightforward.
Yeah. How about you, Emery? I don't know if Jill's still on.
I'm here. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so that's it. I mean, it just takes a little bit of time, but you know, obviously these people are, you know, the more that you're connecting with people, that's why like you see like Carolyn, Nathan, and my sister and those people, like they just connect with more people. So they're just talking to more people. And, you know, you could post on social media to your blue in the face, but I think it has a lot more to do with just the behind the scenes of actually talking to people, you know, one-on-one, going back and forth, following up with them.
The way you do it seems like a lot different almost than like Caroline would do it, which I like, because Caroline, I mean, she gets 1 million customers and she gets 1 million, you know, people on her team, but I don't have that kind of personality. Like, it's so like almost in your face, and like,
Yeah.
Sometimes I feel like I'd be a stalker like that.
Yeah. I
You know what I
tend to
mean?
I tend to only follow up with the people maybe like 2 or 3 times.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I like the way you do it, and I have to be better about the following up and being consistent like that.
Yeah, like this is my last one. I don't know if I'll just read it to you. It basically says like if they get to the end and they say they're interested and all of that and they see it, but they don't respond, I'll say like, hey, I saw you read my message but didn't respond. I'm sorry if I messaged you at a busy time. I know I often look at my messages and forget to respond.
Right.
Laugh out loud, but when's the next time I could talk to you? I don't like friend somebody or keep messaging them until like, you know. If they
Right,
don't-
like, hey, hi.
Yeah.
And then like 20 minutes later, I miss you. I'm like, oh God, no, I can't never do that. Like, I just, especially if it's somebody like I don't really know, it's just, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean that person, like Leah said, like they're not gonna defriend you on Facebook. Like, you know, there's people
Right.
I've added since 2013 that are still following me on Facebook, and
Right.
so they're not gonna defriend you, and they're still watching you,
Yeah.
and posting and being consistent, so they can, you know, see what you're up to. So if you did go back to that person and invite them, they're gonna know so much more about your life. You know, like they're gonna be like,
Yep.
oh, like you just went and got like your, you know, like your 27th checkup and you did this, and they feel like they know you, you know?
Yep. Yeah.
So
And there's a reason they're not defriending you.
exactly.
Whether you're just motivation for them or they really are intrigued and might want to do it eventually, it's, you know, it's good.
Yeah, exactly. You never know with people.
Yeah.
Like that girl that rejected me twice. So,
Annie,
yeah.
I have a question. So all those people that you're having conversations with, do you add them into like a spreadsheet so you can like keep track of like who said what, or do you just go through your messages and check, you know, the status?
Yeah, this is where I need to get better. This is where like the tracking thing where
Your sister does
is
this.
like super, super good at this. But I do have a Google sheet. I tend to be more of a pen and paper person. It just depends on like what do you like pen and paper?
It could be pen and paper. I don't care.
Okay. I do have a contact list. And this is people, it's pretty simple. It just writes down like their name if they're interested.
Okay.
May interest, so people who told me they were interested in the challenge group. I had people who are maybes. I had people who were like flat out no. And then these are all my people who said that they were interested in coaching, but they haven't been like gone to the next level of like wanting to do it yet.
Okay.
So when I like, let's say if I was doing a sneak peek at the end of this, I have one starting on Monday, I'll probably go back and just message these people.
Mhm.
And then I can just easily be like, okay, Abby Jackson told me that she was interested in coaching, so I'm going to add her to my sneak peek. So I could just type in like Abby Jackson, you know, and I could kind of like message from the last time that we talked, you know what I mean?
Got it.
Because our conversation was there. So I do have like a spreadsheet.
You do have a system, yeah.
Yeah,
I
of people.
figure.
So I try to keep it simple with just like one thing. And then I have I don't know if you know how to do interest groups.
I don't know.
And on Facebook, and I can send you this quick video that my sister made about interest groups, but this has really helped me. It's basically like mini news feeds for your Facebook. And I do it by the month that I talk to somebody.
Mhm.
So once you set them up, you can just, it's basically anybody that I added as a customer in January and February, you can add them to this mini news feed. So it's like when I go through here, it's just these 37 people that I added as customers who are interested.
Okay.
So if I want to like go back and be like, okay, who's been following me for like 5 months now?
Mhm.
I can kind of go back, and it's easy for me to look at their posts and see what's going on. I have one of those for like my friends. So these are like like your sister and like different people.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I can kind of.
That's cool. So it filters out.
Yeah, it filters out like everybody. Like you can do family. I have like this is like my April interest group. So you kind of can go through here, and the more that you like and comment on somebody's photos too, like the more you go into somebody's news feed.
Okay.
And these are super simple to make. So if you were on your Facebook and you just hit interest groups, you can these are like all the groups I've created.
Oh, cool.
You could hit like add interests, create list. You want to do friends. I'll send you a video of this too, but you just type in the person. So let's say I have like, one girl that this will be like my June list. And then you want to make sure, this is like really important. You want to make sure it says only me. So that nobody can see this. Like you don't want them to know you added them to like a June list.
No.
And then hit done. And then this is where I'll start to add, build this list of like people I connect with in June.
Okay. Thank you.
So that's been really helpful.
These are just people that have accepted your friend request. They're not like legit customers yet, right?
Yeah, no, they're not customers. We haven't done a challenge group. Usually what I'll try to do is as I'm talking to people, I will be like, okay, Mary, I'll have 2 Facebook tabs open, and then I'll, put Mariah in this list, and then I'll message her and talk. And then I'll be like, okay, I'll message Allie, and then I'll just put her in this list. And that way I don't lose them in my friend request, my friend list. I just I know that I added Allie in June,
Mm-hmm.
So that helps.
Okay.
This girl had talked to me about how she wanted to be coach. So I'll probably add her in that list. So that's been helpful. And again, I like Facebook because it's all here. It's all easier. Your friends and people, you don't have to post on you can just post there. You can add the people to your friends. You don't have to worry about if they don't have Facebook. You don't have to filter through hashtags.
Yeah.
I still post on Instagram, but I find this easier. So that's it. I know you guys probably want to go.
I'm sorry, I have a quick question.
Yeah, go ahead.
I have a friend whose husband purchased her, like, is it C's?
Oh, size.
Oh, size.
Yeah,
Like a
yeah.
while back, but she's not sticking with the program because she needs the accountability. So how would you go? I know I've like listened to, I think it was your brother who had posted something about how he'll add like sometimes people to his group that haven't purchased like Shakeology or something, but just so they'll like start seeing the posts in the
Yeah.
challenge groups to maybe.
Yeah, you could just add her to our next like challenge group. Like which would I think starts June. I mean, mine starts June 1st. You could just add her into that and just ask her like, hey, you know, I know you've done the workouts before, but have you ever done the workouts with a challenge group to keep you accountable?
Right.
And if she says no, then be like, you know, my Facebook group is just more about like accountability. Every time you do the workout, you can be active in the group, you can be inactive in the group, but it will help you stay accountable to the workout. I mean, you can just add her in there. And once she's in there, like we post about Shakeology and you like, you know, and she kind of sees what we do. So you never know if that person's like interested in maybe doing like the 21-day fix challenge with you, or maybe they want to order Shakeology. So I let them in because chances are, I think a lot of people now like have heard about the programs or they've like tried it for a day and they don't, you know, so yeah.
Okay.
Do you have people make a like free account before you add them into the challenge group, or
probably should?
Oh, yeah, she has an account with me already because she's actually my good friend. So she's on the free team.
Oh.
I have her like all registered through that. So if she was, you know, if
Oh,
she
yeah.
were to purchase something,
right?
I guess she would be all set to go.
Yeah. Yeah, so you can just add her in there. Well, do you guys have any other questions? This is kind of a lot to take in, but I did record it.
Not right now. Thanks,
Okay.
Jen.
Oh, you know, I have one more question. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, go ahead.
The barbecue 5-day like free challenge you're doing.
Yeah.
If we want to run something like that, should we? Was that just like what you're running? It's not for coaches, right? It's more for.
No, yeah, I did it for like my coaches and people to add customers to, but I actually have Shauna made a guide.
Yeah.
She's making it, so she'll have the guide by the end of this challenge group. So if you want to run one, you could offer it to your, you know, customers.
Okay.
Or just people, your friends, and just be like, hey, I'm doing one like June 6th, like a 5-day free challenge if anyone wants to join. And so she has the whole guide of like everything she's posting.
Cool.
So we
should definitely run one. Jill, you and I were doing a good job with running free groups for like December, January, February, and then we like fell off.
Yeah.
I just want to say that when I have babies, I hope they play with my hair like that.
I know all your babies are like.
I'm like literally wanting to have children right this minute because of that. Like one on each side, just like twirling my hair.
Sometimes he pulls it really hard though, and it hurts, and he just like keeps pulling.
Yeah.
I bought him a stuffed animal the other day. It's a horse, and it has like long hair. And I'm hoping he starts pulling the horse's hair because sometimes he like grabs my hair and he, like as he falls asleep, he just keeps.
I know. They love to like grab you, like your hair, your boobs, your arms. Oh, John likes to play with like this right here. I'm like, don't do that.
Oh, that is.
He says it's really soft. I'm like, don't say that.
It's really. Oh
the
my
things
God.
they say, right, Taylor?
Time to do some tricep dips.
Like you.
I know. I was telling Taylor that my boys are like so confused about how I pee. So I was driving the other day, and they're like, my 4-year-old's to like my other son. He's like, her penis is in her butt. They're like, and John's like, no, it's not. She always poops. And then John's like, yeah, she never pees. And I'm like, you guys, like, And I'm like, I don't even know how to explain this.
Oh my gosh, so funny because when
That's
Charlotte
amazing.
saw John one day come out of the shower, she was like, "Daddy, what is wrong with your vagina?"
Oh my
Yeah, he was like he did not know what to say. He was like, "I guess I better like start, keeping away." That was probably like a year ago. She was like,
That's so funny.
Oh my God. That's funny.
Hilarious.
I know.
That's great. You got to write that stuff down.
"I know, right?"
I just see my own bathroom. Like me with like 4 guys. Like, no.
I know.
Not happening.
Yeah, you do.
Oh my God.
Man. You're outnumbered.
I know. And you can't even pee alone. So
Right.
pee or whatever,
The family affair.
Yes, exactly.
That's cute.
Cool. All right. Well, it's
Aw,
good
thanks,
seeing
Annie.
all of you.
You too. Thanks, Annie.
Yeah. you're
Thanks for letting me hop on, guys. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Definitely. Hopefully.
Feel better, Anne Marie.
Oh, I'm actually feeling a ton better already. Thank you.
Oh, good.
I just have to stay in the dark or else I lose like vision. It's very freaking weird.
I understand.
Yeah.
I've never gotten those, but I heard they're horrible. Do you take like Excedrin or anything?
No, because that has caffeine in it, and then I get very I have a lot of anxiety if I have any caffeine.
Oh.
I just take Advil, and I didn't even take Advil today. I just literally came home from work at like 4:30 and turned off all the lights and just laid in bed.
Yeah, that's
Anne Marie's a teacher. If you guys don't know, I do.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
She's in Long Island.
Yeah.
Oh, you're kidding.
That's
Where do
where
you
you
teach?
live.
I live in Long Beach.
Okay.
Where are
Do
you?
You teach in Long Beach too?
No, I actually teach in Flushing.
Okay. Oh.
In Queens.
Oh wow. That's
Yeah.
not too bad of a commute though, is it?
No, it could be worse.
Yeah.
I was in Brooklyn and Bed-Stuy last year, so that really sucked.
Whoa.
Yeah. My
Oh.
neighborhood's nicer this year.
Good. That makes a difference for sure.
Where are you? Where do you live?
We live in Green Lawn. It's near Huntington.
Oh, okay. Yeah. You're out there a little bit.
Yeah, we're in Suffolk County. Yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
Oh yeah, you're out there. Whenever
Yeah.
I mention like Setauket or something, they're like, "Oh yeah, he's just out there."
Yeah, that's
Setauket?
far.
Setauket. That's where my
Oh,
roommate was
Setauket.
from.
That's
Oh.
far.
I
Yeah.
don't even know where that is.
That's
Yeah.
I'm in her wedding. like,
Montauk, Hamptons area.
yeah, I'm in her wedding like 3 weeks after I give birth.
Oh God.
I know. I don't know if I'm.
Who is
joking.
that? Is that a Cortland person?
Stacy.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
I know.
Is
Of
it
like all
there?
people to get married.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'll be making that one. We'll see.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, you will. And
I'll
you'll be
be like-
working out.
Yeah, I'll be like leaking out of my like bridesmaid.
Oh my God. Yeah, that is soon after giving birth, huh?
Yeah. Oh well.
Wow.
See what happens.
Take it as it comes, Amy.
I'm like, I don't want any of these photos like documented. Like,
Aw.
oh well.
You get a pass.
Yes.
Fine. Are you guys all going to Summit?
Yes,
Not
I'll be
us.
there.
Okay.
Are you staying in the Omni?
Yeah, me and Mary Beth booked the same flight. We're getting it at like 8:50 in the morning on Wednesday. So,
Oh, Kim and I booked the same flight. I think we're in around like 2 on Wednesday.
all right. Well, we'll probably be poolside. Oh, she's so cute. Stop.
Hi, Caroline.
She is so cute.
Like,
Look
I'm
at
gonna
that.
call my husband and be like, "Get home."
You could tell she's like tired, but doesn't want to go to bed.
She's
Yeah.
so cute. She's like a little doll.
She is cute. Aw. She's a good girl.
I love all these babies on
She
here.
just said today, what was it today that you, I don't even know, something that didn't fit. Got to give it to Ella.
She
What was it?
did.
Aw.
They're
You're so-
cousins, Anne Marie, just to let you know.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Like,
You're
how did
so-
you? Oh, and Anne Marie also went to SUNY Cortland, which Jill went to SUNY Cortland.
Oh, there we go. Represent.
There's so many
7
people.
or 6 degrees of separation.
Yeah, right.
Aw.
I
I
know.
just saw one of Amy's new coaches, and I was like, "Holy shit! I should have got her first."
This is so the new people across the street. This is like so random. This guy moved in across the street with his wife, and he's from New Jersey. His sister like messaged me on Facebook and was like, I liked one of your photos, and my brother across the street was like, hey, that's my new neighbor.
Whoa.
Oh, wow.
One of Amy's coaches from New Jersey, is brother, like lives across the street.
Oh,
And I
that's
was
funny.
totally like his wife was super cute, and I'm like, I'm gonna ask her, but I guess she's already like in this girl's challenge group. I'm like, what are the odds of that?
Oh my gosh.
That's funny.
That's
Yeah.
wild.
Crazy. All over the place. All right, guys.
All right.
Well, hope you guys.
All right.
All right. Thanks again.
All
Night,
right.
everybody.
Good night.
All right.
Thank you.
Bye. Thank
Night,
you.
Caroline.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. She's.